Hey friends, Neil here with Post to Post. A dragon has been slain. The fierce Tampa Bay Lightning have been defeated by the Florida Panthers. Like the last elimination video that we did the other day, I'm old school. I got some notes, so I want to go through those, give you my very, very quick thoughts on this series. This won't be a long video at all, and we can go from there. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, how you feel about the series. If you're a Tampa fan, what do they need to do moving forward? Is Stamkos going to remain, you think? Yeah, there's lots of question marks, but I like to look at the stats, which is most of what I have written down here. But like I said in the Washington video, there's your perception of what happened and then also the statistical side. So it's good to look at both. Let's start with the stats. Let's start off with goals for. 20 for Florida, 14 for Tampa Bay. If I'm not mistaken, I'd have to go back and check the stats of the league so far in the playoffs, but I believe Florida has the most goals for so far as I'm filming this. Could definitely be wrong. I should double check that. But Tampa Bay, 14 is still pretty decent. If you look at some of the teams out there, 14 isn't that bad. So obviously the goals against is the reverse of that. Florida has 14. Tampa Bay has 20 since this is only the first round and they've only played each other. Power play percentage. Here's where things are very interesting. Florida 23.1% versus Tampa Bay's 20%. Now, 20% is still above league average in terms of seasonality, when you consider all 32 teams, that is. But when you only consider Tampa Bay, and you compare that to their seasonal power play percentage, it is drastically worse. As an example, if you go into the regular season and you look at Tampa Bay's power play percentage, it's 28% on the season. It was only 20% in this series. So obviously the power play was not performing up to expectations. That's partly to do with possibly just Tampa Bay underperforming in general, and also Florida being very well defensively on their penalty kill. Penalty kill, speaking of, Florida was 80%, Tampa Bay was 76.9%. So that's actually maybe a little bit low in terms of league average and seasonality for Tampa Bay. Florida, maybe closer to league average or on the higher end. Shots per game, Florida 32. That's actually high for considering seasonality. And Tampa Bay was only 27. That's definitely a low. So, and it's unusual for Tampa Bay as well since they're such an offensive team. Shots against, obviously the reverse of that, Florida 27, Tampa Bay 32. Face-offs, 51 versus 49% in favor of Florida, so pretty even there. But if you go back to Tampa and we just run down the line. So power play percentage, 20 in the playoffs, 28% in the season. Penalty kill, 76.9% in the series, 83.3% in the season. Shots per game, 27 in the series, 29.3%, or 29.3 in the season. Shots against per game average, 32 in the series, 29.6 in the season. Face-offs, 49% in the series, 51.8% in the season. So basically every major statistic that I listed off there, Tampa underperformed in or had worse statistics in the series, in the playoffs versus their season. So that's got to be frustrating, not only for Tampa Bay players and their management, but also the fans as well. When you know a team is better than what they are on paper, frustrating. And since we're done on paper, let's talk a little bit about perception. My perception of the series was that it was very good, even though it was only 5 games. It was still a very good series. There were moments where it was very close hockey, and there would be spans of 4 minutes where one team would pull ahead by a couple of goals, and you're like, wow, that game really changed pretty significantly very fast. So it wasn't always like Florida was dominant, and they definitely were the majority of the series, and obviously they won. But there were definitely moments when Tampa Bay looked really good and competitive, and like things might not go in Florida's favor in certain games. I think overall, the majority of the Florida players played very well. Tkachuk continues to get better season by season. I'm not a Tkachuk fan at all, but objectively, he's definitely gotten better over the years. And every playoff series, every playoff season rather, he seems to really kick it into high gear. So that's great to see. For Hagee, 9 points plus 7, best plus minus in the playoffs so far in the league, which is amazing. Any critical part of the forwards, or I guess non-goalies, Tarasenko, maybe he's such a dynamic player. I would expect a little bit more, and I know he's new to the team, but still, you kind of expect more. I believe he only has 5 shots. That's low for Tarasenko, so I'd like to see him shoot some more. Bobrovsky, I mean, I just have to say his name and you know exactly what I'm talking about. He's been amazing. On the Tampa Bay side, I thought they were more meh type players. Stamkos was good. He scored some amazing goals, but defensively he wasn't the best at times. Kucherov, same kind of thing. I would have liked to see more of him offensively, but Florida did a good job shutting them down. Defensively, he wasn't great. Cirelli, meh. Dumba, pretty meh. Vasilevsky, he made some unbelievable saves, and he kept Tampa in the game and a few of those games. But in general, he didn't win. He didn't steal any games, really, and he didn't steal, obviously, the series like he has in the past in certain instances in the last 3 years or so. So it's really difficult to say anything negative towards Vasilevsky because he was still good even though that they lost. He just didn't put the team on his back like sometimes he does, and it's not all the time because Tampa Bay is obviously very offensively gifted and they're a very, very good team. But there are definitely those moments where, Vasilevsky has to step in and say, "Don't worry, boys, I got it." So I don't know. It was a really good series. I'm sad it only lasted 5 games. I think it would have been an amazing 7-game series, but I'm very happy for the Florida Panthers. Obviously, I'm cheering for them, and not obviously. If you saw my prediction video, then obviously you know that I'm cheering for them. But if you didn't watch that, then I'm cheering for them. I also predicted them to win, so I'm pretty happy with that as well. So that probably wraps up this video. I was hoping it would go a little bit longer. There'd be some more storylines to mention. But yeah, let me know down below in the comment section how you feel about this series and moving forward for the Tampa Bay Lightning. What would you like to see? Would you like to see Stamkos stay or go somewhere else? That's kind of the big conversation going into the offseason, I think, for Tampa Bay. So hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you very soon. Actually, I'm about to film a video about my prediction for the Utah team colors. Primary color, secondary color. I dig into some stats in the NHL, some Utah stuff happening. So I would love to have you on board for that. If you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button so you can see that video pop up. And if you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button. We'll talk to you soon. Adios.